The power crunch that threatens over the next few British winters, teamed with rising energy prices, means tough decisions for major energy users. Turn off machinery or use energy in a smarter way. And the makers of a new bit of kit say they can do this all with something called the wobble effect.
For the first time ever, we're presenting industrial and commercial energy managers with the opportunity to not only collect information from gas, water and electricity devices in the field, but then also using our Z-lynk family of products to in turn control and switch electrical loads.
Called MU&C, or multi-utility and control, Energy Asset's combination of software and technology is designed to help energy managers turn off or on their equipment or cross-check the energy use of different sites from anywhere around the globe.
And you explained to me earlier as a sort of like a wiggle. So what's the wiggle effect, and how does that factor into the actual process?
Our electrical engineer colleagues might give me a hard time over this, but essentially what we do is we introduce a little wobble into the electrical curve. That allows us then to propagate a signal downstream of that point of injection, and then utilising endpoint technology, we then associate an IP address to that signal. That IP address is then picked up by the endpoint, and that varies the load at that point.
And to access the software for 21st century energy managers, there's a 21st century device, a smartphone.
The system itself is controlled using a web browser, and that literally could be your laptop in your office or your smartphone when you're out in the field. We send a signal from that device to our central server in Livingston at our headquarters. We then send via GPRS a signal down into the receiver, and then from that point there the receiver then propagates the signal down via the network.
So how innovative is it compared to current building management systems?
At the moment, a lot of the building management systems will simply receipt the information and present it to you. By using the multi-utility and control offering that we have, the energy managers are then able to receipt that information, aggregate it, compare sites against sites.
With big data a big trend, Ken says that using data wisely is important for energy managers.
What we've seen in the industry so far is the collection of data and trying to change behaviours, so educating your staff to turn off your lights. However, with the multi-utility and control strategy, what we're actually able to do is to give the control to the energy manager so that they can then switch loads, if appropriate, at the right time for them to take advantage of reduced rates in the marketplace, avoidance potentially of any of the triad rates that may exist. Triads tend to be presented at very much the last minute. What we can do, working in partnership with some of our other colleagues, is we can look at the trends, we can then interpret when the triads are likely to happen, and even if we do get that last minute notification, what the energy managers can do is they can simply turn the loads off that are affected.
Vicky Ellis, Energy Live News.